Hey, before we get into this video, I've got a praise report. First of all, thank you to everybody who was in prayer over Josh and Billy and Josh's daughter. I have received good news. Things are doing well. I mean, I'm going to kind of regard their privacy and not tell you a whole lot, but the prayers have been phenomenal. Josh has been able to go back to work, and I appreciate it more than I can say. So to Jim, to my folks, to Steffi, and to the others I don't even know who left comments on my channel that they would be praying. Thank you, and God bless you for that. The prayers have come through beautifully. Hi there, it's Willie again. I sure am glad for y'all to see me. More glad for y'all to see me than I'd be to see myself. Hey, I want you to meet a new buddy of mine just met in the woods. Come on over here and introduce yourself, partner. Walked out here to get some work done, and here he is.
My name's Abel Wilson. How you guys doing?
He's a good guy. In fact, he helped us to mount the camera that we're recording with right now. And so, hey, all good stuff. I love meeting new friends out here. Hey there, I got my other good buddy out here today. In fact, he showed up as my cameraman. And when you're as little as I am, it pays to have a big friend. Introduce yourself, brother.
Oh, come on. I'm not that big of introducing. But
This is Levon. Thought I was going to forget, didn't you? Isaac, Micah, and Johanna, here's your big shout out from me. God bless you. Hi there, it's Willie G again. I sure am glad for y'all to see me. I'll tell you the truth. Look, we need to revisit my video number 2 where we talked about thou shalt not panic, because that will get you killed in a survival situation. It's also bad for you spiritually to panic. We're going to revisit it because of a couple of points I didn't make that we need to make. First of all, whether you're a child of God or not, fear's going to come, okay? Fear is going to take place once in a while. It's just going to rear its ugly head. You remember the passage that we read in Psalms where King David said, "What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee." Speaking, of course, to God. The passage assumes that he is going to become afraid. So I don't want anybody to think from what I said before that, oh, if you've experienced fear, you're going to hell and you're also going to die in a survival situation. And we're going to take it for granted that we're putting aside the idiots who'll come to you and say, oh, you're living in fear because you have a fire extinguisher, or because you fastened your safety belt, or because you lock your door when you leave the house, you're living in fear. We're not talking about that, and I think most of you understand what we are talking about. We're talking about the fear that's going to steal your rationality from you, and there is no place for that ever in a survival situation, be it a physical one or a spiritual one. Remember what we read about in Isaiah. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed upon thee, because he trusts in thee. Those are beautiful words. Now, I might also, too, have to tell you all a story right quick. When I was a little bitty boy, I found out what it was like to get scared. And if you're my age or approximately my age, which we have to be carbon dated to find out how old we are, you'll remember a movie called Pee-wee's Big Adventure. This is one of the most horrifying things that ever happened to me. My sweet aunt took me to see that movie. You know, she's trying to be nice. How many of you remember the moment with Large Marge? Huh? This moment.
It looked like this.
That scared the daylights out of me. I was just a little bitty boy. It didn't help that I was only this tall. Oh, that scared me. I had never seen anything like that in a movie or on TV. And I realize today it's laughable, but I was just a little kid and it scared me. Now, in the one sense, I'm glad all this many years later that it did scare me, because as a child I had to learn how to deal with that. You know, if I was walking through the dark hall in the house in the middle of the night to go to the restroom or something, I had to be able to deal with that. I could not let it control me, much less out here. You get into a survival situation, you start getting spooked. You've really got to make an effort to keep your mind stable. And as a child of God, you can always focus on the Lord, always put your trust in Him. That's what David said, "What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee." Let me tell you about another episode of fear. You take my wife. Yeah, my wife, when we first met, she used to be scared of the dark. Then she saw me without my shirt. Yeah, now she's afraid of the light. I'm hoping the Lord will be able to help her with that as the years go by. But I hope that this has helped to clarify what I was saying in the video number 2 about fear and about panic. Don't you forget Isaiah 41:13. God bless you. What do we got going on here, man?
Making a little piece. It's supposed to be a knife, but what it's standing for is for like the Bible. What the Bible is your blade.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's what this is going to be. It's going to say Holy Bible right here.
Now, I saw you when you started. You had pretty much just a raw stick. And you've been working on this, what, 20, 30 minutes? And, yeah, and already, I mean, it's just looking phenomenal. A lot of artistry going into that. I think that's great. That's my latest buddy that I met in the woods. I think I'm going to like this guy. You betcha. You keep it up, man. Help yourself to any tools you need. Special thanks to cameraman Levon. How's the weather up there, old buddy?
It's kind of rainy.
It pays to have big friends, okay?